You are 42. You pull into the parking lot 5 minutes before work. The same parking lot you've driven into for nearly 20 years. Only this morning feels different. A younger coworker you've never spoken to walks past your car. He slows down, looks at the badge on the hood, then looks at you. His expression changes instantly. Wow, I didn't know you drove this. You smile. You thank him. He keeps staring for another second before walking away. Inside the office, people greet you differently. The manager asks your opinion during the morning meeting. Someone you've barely spoken to offers to grab you coffee. Even your jokes suddenly seem funnier. By lunch, you've heard the phrase successful guy 3 different times. The strange part isn't that people changed. The strange part is that yesterday, nobody noticed you at all. The only thing that changed overnight was the car sitting outside. You don't know it yet, but you're about to discover one of the strangest truths about human nature. People don't just judge your car. They decide who you are before you even open the door. Rewind. You are 24, fresh out of college. First real paycheck. First real responsibility. The car you drive is older than your career. The paint is fading. The air conditioning works only when it wants to. Every morning you pray it starts. Most days, it does. You park at the very back of the office lot. Not because you have to, because you don't want anyone seeing it. Across the parking lot sits Tyler. Same department, same salary, different priorities. Tyler signs paperwork for a brand new luxury sedan before he finishes his probation period. Monthly payments, higher insurance, long loan. He doesn't care. The first Monday he drives it to work, something interesting happens. People gather around. Questions, compliments, photos. Even managers stop to look. You walk past carrying your backpack. Nobody notices. During lunch someone says, "Tyler's really doing well." You know his salary. You know he earns exactly what you do. Still, part of you starts believing it. Maybe success really does look like a car. You don't know it yet, but that belief is about to cost Tyler years. And save yours. You are 26. The promotions begin. Small raises. Small victories. Enough to upgrade your car. Everyone expects you to. Even your parents ask when you're buying something newer. Your friends send listings. Tyler laughs every time he sees your old car. You still driving that thing? You laugh with him. But later that night, you sit alone at your kitchen table. Laptop open. Car websites. Luxury interiors. Leather seats. Digital dashboards. You picture yourself arriving at work. People finally looking. People finally noticing. For 30 minutes, you almost convince yourself. Then you close the laptop. Instead, you transfer the money into investments. Nobody congratulates you. Nobody comments. Nobody even knows. That was beginning to be the point. You are 29. A wedding. Valet parking. Luxury cars line the entrance. Mercedes. BMW. Audi. Porsche. Your old Toyota looks completely out of place. The valet hesitates for half a second before taking your keys. You notice. Inside, old classmates greet each other. One conversation repeats itself all night. What are you driving now? Nobody asks about savings. Nobody asks about debt. Nobody asks whether anyone sleeps peacefully. Only cars. Status disguised as curiosity. Tyler arrives late. Brand new sports coupe. Heads turn immediately. Phones come out. People gather around him again. Exactly like they did 5 years earlier. You stand near the buffet watching. For a moment, you feel behind. You wonder if you've made a mistake. You wonder whether invisible progress is even real. Driving home that night, your dashboard rattles over a pothole. You grip the steering wheel tighter. Maybe they're right. Maybe appearances matter more than patience. That thought follows you for weeks. You don't know it yet. The hardest test hasn't happened. You are 31. Tuesday afternoon. The company announces layoffs. Half the floor goes silent. People refresh their email every 30 seconds. Nobody is working. Everyone is calculating. Tyler walks past your desk pretending to smile. His confidence looks different now. By Friday, both of you still have jobs. But the fear doesn't leave. That evening, Tyler invites you for coffee. Halfway through the conversation, he says something you've never heard before. "I'm exhausted. Not physically. Financially. The car payment. Insurance. Credit cards. The apartment. Everything looked affordable separately. Together, it became impossible. Every promotion disappeared before it arrived. Every raise already belonged to someone else. The car wasn't transportation anymore. It became pressure. You drive home in silence. For the first time, you stop seeing your old Toyota as an embarrassment. You start seeing it as breathing room. Nobody notices breathing room. Everyone notices leather seats. One creates attention. The other creates peace. You are 34. The old Toyota finally reaches the end. Nearly 300,000 miles. Repairs cost more than the car itself. This time, you buy another vehicle. Not flashy, not cheap, reliable, paid almost entirely in cash. The salesman tries to convince you to finance something more expensive. You can easily afford it. You smile. Maybe you can. That isn't the question anymore. The question is different now. What will this purchase cost 5 years from today? Not money. Freedom. You sign the paperwork. Drive home. Park in your driveway. Nothing dramatic happens. Neighbors don't come outside. Friends don't text congratulations. Life continues exactly as before. Except one thing. For the first time, your car belongs to you. You don't belong to it. That feeling is impossible to photograph, which is exactly why most people never chase it. You are 37. Traffic. Monday morning. Rain taps against the windshield. A brand new luxury SUV pulls beside you. The driver keeps checking his watch, answering calls, looking stressed. The light turns green. He accelerates hard, only to stop 50 feet later. Same traffic, same destination, different monthly payment. You almost laugh. Not because he's driving an expensive vehicle, because you remember believing expensive cars made people free. Most of the time, they simply make people drive to jobs they can't afford to leave. That wasn't the real lesson. The real lesson arrives 6 months later. A younger coworker asks if he should finance his dream car. He tells you everyone at work drives something nicer. He says he feels embarrassed. You look out the office window toward the parking lot. Rows of shiny cars. You remember believing they represented success. Now, they look different. Some represent wealth. Many represent obligation. From the outside, they look identical. Inside, they couldn't be more different. You tell him something simple. The most expensive part of a car isn't the payment. It's the decisions it forces you to make afterward. He looks confused. You don't explain. Some lessons take years, not minutes. You are 40. The investments you've quietly built for 16 years now generate more peace than excitement. Your savings buy something no luxury badge ever could. Options. You stop worrying about unexpected bills. You stop fearing difficult managers. You stop saying yes because you have to. The strange part. Nobody notices. Your clothes look ordinary. Your house looks ordinary. Your car looks ordinary. From the outside, your life doesn't seem extraordinary at all. And yet, you sleep better than almost everyone you know. Because the greatest luxury was never sitting in your driveway. It was sitting in your mind. Not wondering how next month will work. Not wondering whether one mistake changes everything. That freedom doesn't have a logo, which is why nobody sees it. 3 years later, someone in the office walks past your parking space and smiles. Still driving that. You smile back. Yep. He laughs. He doesn't know. Nobody does. They see the car. They never see the choices hiding behind it. They never see the weekends you didn't finance, the raises you didn't spend, the pressure you refused to buy, the peace that quietly compounded while everyone else chased appearances. And that's the strange thing about cars. People think they're judging your success. Most of the time, they're only judging your willingness to display it. You are 43. One Friday afternoon, your company announces a voluntary retirement package. People panic. Some rush into the manager's office. Others spend the entire day updating their resumes. The office feels different. Not because people are leaving, because everyone suddenly remembers how expensive their lives have become. Tyler calls you that evening. You haven't spoken much in almost a year. His voice sounds older than it should. He asks a question you never expected. How did you stay so calm all these years? You don't answer immediately. You look through the kitchen window. Your car sits in the driveway. Still clean. Still reliable. Still paid for. You think back to the first day someone laughed at it. You remember wanting people to admire you. Now you can't remember the last time you cared. The strange part wasn't that your income became larger. It was that your need to impress became smaller. That changed everything. A month later, you decide to replace the car. Not because you have to, because you want to. For the first time in your life, the decision feels completely different. You walk into the dealership. Nobody knows your bank balance. Nobody knows your investments. Nobody knows how long you thought about this moment. The salesperson points toward the luxury models first. The biggest screens. The brightest paint. The highest monthly payment. You shake your head. You ask to see something else. Reliable. comfortable. Something you'll still enjoy 10 years from now. The salesman looks surprised. Most people who can afford more buy more. You don't. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped buying cars for strangers. You started buying them for yourself. Driving home, you realize something. The steering wheel feels almost exactly like the last one. The road feels the same. Traffic still exists. Red lights still last forever. The expensive badge never changed the destination. Only the monthly payment. You are 46. Your niece gets her driver's license. The entire family gathers outside, while she proudly shows everyone her first car. It's old, scratched, far from perfect. She apologizes before anyone says a word. You stop her. You tell her something nobody told you. This car isn't a statement. It's a tool. The mistake is believing it has to become your identity. She smiles. Years later, she'll remember that conversation. Not because it sounded wise. Because she'll eventually watch friends bury themselves trying to prove something with four wheels. You already know how that story ends. You've seen it too many times. You are 49. A high school reunion. 25 years since graduation. The parking lot looks like a luxury dealership. Sports cars. Luxury SUVs. Pickup trucks taller than some of the people standing beside them. The conversations begin exactly the way you expected. What are you driving now? What did you buy? What year is it? The questions never really changed. Only the price tags did. Tyler arrives 20 minutes late. His newest luxury sedan gets almost everyone's attention. For a while, then dinner starts. Halfway through the evening, he quietly sits beside you. No audience. No compliments. Just honesty. He admits he's thinking about selling everything. The cars. The memberships. The expensive house. He says something that stays with you. I spent 20 years buying things to look successful. I forgot to build a life that actually felt successful. Neither of you speaks for a while. Some lessons don't need responses. Only silence. Driving home that night, you stop at a red light. A teenager in an old sedan pulls up beside you. Music playing. Windows down. He looks embarrassed when he notices your newer car. He quickly looks away. You almost wish you could roll down the window and tell him something. Nobody important is measuring your worth by your car. The people who do usually aren't living the life you think they are. The light turns green. Both of you drive away. Different cars. Same road. You are 52. One morning you wake up without an alarm. Coffee. Kitchen window. Sunlight across the driveway. Your car is still there, but it no longer represents success. It's simply transportation. Somewhere along the way, the symbol disappeared. The freedom remained. That's when you finally understand. People never treated you differently because of the car. They treated you differently because of the story they attached to it. Sometimes they assumed you were rich. Sometimes they assumed you were struggling. Sometimes they assumed you were successful. Sometimes they assumed you had failed. Almost every assumption was wrong, because they couldn't see the loans. They couldn't see the savings. They couldn't see the sacrifices. They couldn't see the peace. They were judging a cover, without ever reading the book. And for years, you almost did the same thing to yourself. You almost believed your own value could be parked in a driveway. You almost confused admiration with respect, attention with freedom, appearance with security. Then one day, without realizing it, you stopped playing that game. That was the real upgrade. Not the engine, not the leather seats, not the badge. You're thinking. Because cars can change how strangers see you. They can change first impressions. They can even change conversations. But they cannot change your peace. They cannot buy your time. They cannot give you options. Only your decisions can do that. Most people spend years trying to own the right car. Very few spend those same years building the kind of life where the car no longer matters. That's the difference. One is bought. The other is earned. One gets compliments in a parking lot. The other lets you sleep peacefully on a Tuesday night. One disappears the moment a newer model arrives. The other quietly grows stronger every single year. The biggest surprise wasn't how people treated you based on the car you drove. It was discovering that the people whose opinions mattered most rarely cared what you drove at all. And the day you stopped needing your car to tell your story was the day your life finally became your own.